What up guys, I'm Talis and we're back with another how to slice. In today's how to slice video, we're going to be checking out some awesome table lamps. So let's go. So this is the Mecha Dog. As you can see, this is a really nice table lamp, and in this video, we're going to be checking out the best print settings to print it. So let's go. So over here in layer height, we're going to be printing this model at 0.2 millimeters, the standard value. We're going to be selecting this value at 0.2 millimeters. So we can get a good quality print and a fast print. We do not need to reduce this value down. The standard is perfect. Going over to perimeters, we're going to be printing at 3 perimeters just so we can get a really rigid and solid table lamp. Going over to infill, we're going to be increasing to 10% infill. In gyroid, over here in skirt and brim, this model does not need any brim because this model it's got a good surface of contact to the build plate. What we're going to do is print this part first, then the head itself. We're going to be leaving to print this afterwards because they're going to be printing at a different infill. So let's go right here. Right here in support material, we're not going to be, we're going to be generating support material, but not auto-generated. So do not untoggle this. Do not toggle this. We're going to be selecting just generate support material. We're going to be adding just a little bit support material on the screw part right here. It's not needed. You can be printing without it, but for beginner printers, for beginner and amateurs that are starting off in 3D printing, I would recommend, if you have a lower end printer, just make sure that you put a little bit of support in this region just so it prints out correctly and you're not gonna have any issues with the thread. So we can just paint a little bit of support. If you mess up, you can just select Alt and actually Shift and erase. Let's just go back to the print settings to configure the supports. Right here, we're going to be selecting a organic support. This is best for curvatures. The grid is best for flat parts. Going over here to top interference layers, we're going to reduce to 1 just so it's easier to remove. As this is a bridge, you wouldn't necessarily need any support, but by selecting a 1, a light, it's easy to remove. So this is great. And do not select support on build plate only. Do not need to toggle this. As for speed, we do not need to reduce any of the speed. We can be printing at the standard print speed. Just make sure that the first layer is at a low value, just because the first layer is the most important layer. We need to print this correctly because all of the other layers are going to go on top of the first one. So make sure we got a good print. So this is great. Now let's just slice and take a look. So as you can see, we have sliced and it added some custom on support right here to this part. This is nice. All of the other parts are going to be printed perfectly. It's going to take 22 hours and 2 minutes to print, and it looks fantastic. So grab a really nice filament that you have laying around and print this model. Before I go, let me just show you what settings to print this other 2 parts, because as I said, this model does not need, you're not obligated to add support, but I would recommend for beginner printers, beginner and amateurs in 3D printing and unstable printers, just to make sure you got a good print. It's better to print a model 1 time really well than have to print 3 times with it failing multiple times. So that's why adding a little bit of support will help. Right here in this part, what you can do is go over to support material. This model does not need any support material. And right here, we can just reduce to 5% infill to print this part. So now let's just slice. So as you can see, we have sliced and it looks quite nice. It's gonna take 9 hours to print, 9 hours and 44 minutes to print, and it looks quite nice with a 5% gyroid infill. So grab a really nice filament and print this beautiful model today. So the models are ready to print. Make sure to check out stlflix.com for more models like this one, and I'll see you in another one.
I hope you guys enjoy it. Those slicing videos are an initiative from STL Academy, which is the educational project from STLFlix. So if you guys want to learn more about 3D printing, you could check our description and look at STL Academy courses. And don't forget, see you guys at the next slicing.